Hi guys, welcome back to ModCons. Oh, what a week it's been. We had a state visit.
Oh, yes, we did.
And you know what? It was amazing. I do love it. The way, the way we do
Yes,
pageantry and do all the trimmings.
yes, all the pomp and the
Yeah.
circumstance. We love it.
It's so good. It's so good. I mean, some people say, "Oh, it's such a waste of money." I don't think it is.
No.
It puts us on the world stage,
Yeah.
and Trump loved it, which
He
is
was loving life.
he was super happy.
Yeah.
And I think Charles really sort of welcomed him in. I don't know what else you're supposed to do.
No, he's learned from the best.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, his mum taught him well. He did a
Yeah.
very good job.
He did. He
He
did.
looked very dapper.
He did. Very dapper indeed. I like it. But yeah, we should talk about the fashion.
Yes, the fashions were fashioning.
They were
Amazing.
so cool. Okay, so one of my favorite sort of, I think she's quite iconic, is is Melania.
Yeah, yeah.
The hat. Yeah, she's known to wearing these hats. Like, you can't see her eyes,
Yeah.
you can't see what's going on, but she always looks pretty.
She does look good.
Interesting and cool.
Yeah.
And like you can see she puts a lot of detail into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that purple hat was
The purple hat was
striking.
interesting.
A lot of people were umming and ahhing.
I'm not sure about that dress.
So she was wearing a long yellow dress with a slit up the side and off the shoulders.
Why was it yellow? And why was it off the shoulders? And why was there a lilac belt? Like, I have so
Yeah.
many questions.
It was an interesting choice. Even I love her. Even I was like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love
It wasn't the right occasion. Like,
Yeah.
it would have looked nice somewhere else, but
Yeah.
maybe like in the Hamptons.
Yeah, I agree. It was just not great. However,
Yes.
the star of the show,
Here, Princess.
Kate, Catherine, if you will.
People get really annoyed about her being called Kate. I don't think she minds that much. Like, people on Twitter are like, "It's not Kate, it's the princess." We know it's the princess. People still said Diana. It's not like a crime to say her name.
Yeah.
Is it?
She looked amazing.
Fantastic.
Her attention to fashion detail and subtlety is actually second to none.
So what else? The state visit look was cool.
Yeah.
I like the look of it. The thing that really got me though was the menu. Absolutely delicious. I really wanted all of the food.
Tasty.
Obviously, Kemi was there with her hubby.
She was.
They shared a photo, which I think was really good. I think she should lean more into her like family vibe. I think that's who she is. She's a family lady.
Yes.
She also shared a selfie with Trump.
She did indeed. He looked happy with her.
He looked like he was loving her. He's like, who's this lady over here?
Has he not met her?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like they haven't.
Oh,
or maybe they have.
maybe.
They've never had a photo like that where they actually look like they're having fun.
It was like a candid, like actual selfie. Yeah, not like a stage.
Yeah.
And and the speeches were really nice as well. I
Beautiful.
think Charles's speech was it had a nice bit of humor.
Yeah, bit of
woven into
history.
It was really good, and it was very embracing of the US and of Trump, which is like one way to schmooze. I love it.
May we add that in the speech there was a little bit of shade thrown from old Trumpy to Prince Harry. He said, "You've raised a wonderful son."
Ouch.
Full stop. And I'm glad to see that Kate's well. That's so weird. And King Charles like clocked it.
Yeah.
And was like, "I don't know how to react. I'm just gonna smile."
Just smile.
I really wish that we'd had the camera on Will as he'd said that, but we never got to see Will's reaction to that.
It was only the back of Will's head really at that point, because they were facing.
Yeah. But King Charles was looking at somebody, and I couldn't tell if it was like Camilla or Will. And then he said that, but it was funny.
It was, that is funny.
But it's like Harry just got back and he's just trying to like make up with his
Rekindle.
dad. You're throwing shade already.
He must be gutted that they were not at that state visit. Oh, what a Netflix omnibus that would make. But then he moved on to Chequers.
Yes. So he moved on to Chequers with Starmer.
Yes.
So they left, and they were there to kind of announce their big tech deal.
Yeah.
So I think it was 157 million.
Yeah, 150
billion, sorry.
It sounds good. It sounds like it's positive.
It sounds good, but like, I don't know. I feel like this government should be more focused. And when we had the last Conservative government, they were quite focused on. We were actually like this tech superpower. So we had the most unicorns in the world, or the second most unicorns in the world, tech unicorn.
Now they're all leaving.
And now they're all leaving to go and list elsewhere. And I think the focus should really not just be about trying to get tech companies from the US over here. It should be about trying to grow our own tech talent, which I don't know if they're doing. And I don't think they're the best placed people to do it, because I don't think they know how or what to do or where to go. And all of their kind of tech advisors and business advisors are quitting. So I don't think there's much help there, but we hope that in the next, in 3 years' time, whoever's next in will be able to,
the next gen,
focus on British tech talent.
I mean, hopefully, you know, there's always going to be change and evolving. So we just have to find a way to ride the wave until someone is capable of utilizing the skill set that we have as a nation. I think it went really well for Starmer, to be honest. It went well for Starmer. Because, you know, he's had a rough couple of weeks. Everyone's leaving, everyone's getting sacked, everyone's questioning him of why you would appoint such people, and so forth. So I think, you know, he was desperate to get a piece of good news, and this 150 odd billion investment in tech is always and getting the support of the president as well is always, you know, going to shine a bit of a positive light.
Even though it was like spoken about, it doesn't really feel like it's cut through or really made an impact. I don't think it's really changed people's opinion of this government or Keir Starmer, which probably is quite disappointing for them. I think the only thing that people are really talking about is like, okay, he got through the press conference unscathed. And I think if that's like the biggest news story to come out of your state visit and your big tech announcement, that's not necessarily a success.
I feel like the tech announcement had already been announced, so people already knew what was coming anyway, and so it was just kind of actually doing the deal, signing the papers. So yeah, it is underwhelming because we already knew. It wasn't like, wow, totally. Breaking news.
And also there wasn't that much clarity around like what it actually is going to mean and do
exactly,
and when that will actually come into place and when that impact will be felt. It was a bit like vague.
Can I just say, when Trump signs his all of his papers with his felt tip, I love it. I'm like, wow,
it's a big ass pen.
It's a big ass pen. Like, did you see the signatures next to each other? You can't even see stuff.
Can I just say, so the press conference, obviously, like the leading up to it, there was a lot of hype. Like, it's all going to be about Epstein. It's all going to be about Palestine, and there was actually quite a bit about Palestine. But there wasn't much about Epstein.
No, I think they were shushed.
They were shushed, and it was right at the end. So I think that both Beth Rigby and Keir Starmer are listening to ModCons, because Beth Rigby was like, I need to seize the moment. I've already screwed up over the Angela Rayner debacle and just let her off. So I can't let Keir Starmer off the hook. He got the last question. She got the last question in. And she was like, look, there's an elephant in the room.
She always does that with a deep voice.
She does a really deep voice. There's an elephant in the room. Mandelson. And, you know, what's going on, what's happened, this is all just being brushed under the rug kind of thing. And then she goes to Trump. Trump's like, well, I don't really know the guy.
I don't even know the guy.
What do you think? Just literally throws it back to Starmer. And
hot potato.
I don't want this. You keep it.
But it's Starmer's fault.
It's
like,
true.
He didn't appoint him.
Absolutely. And then he's like, oh, well, new information came to light and I acted instantly, or some rubbish. It's just like, just a really pathetic response. But he didn't really get grilled that much as he should have. But one thing also that Starmer was trying to do, and this is why I think he listens to ModCons, so he really tried to own the room, because we were talking about how he gets walked all over and he doesn't hold court. And he was really trying to be like the man in the room. Like, I'm going to ask you this question. You've got 3 questions, Trump, and then it comes back to me. And he was like really trying to own it. I don't know if that
it just doesn't work.
It just didn't really
he's just so uptight.
I know.
I can't deal. He's just so uptight, and when he answers the questions, it feels like every word he says is a lie. Like, even it's just inauthentic, and that's the problem.
It's true.
And maybe it is a lie. I'm not saying it. No, liable. Don't sue me. Don't come for me. But
allegedly,
but it feels like it's not quite legit, and so that is it. Just
but he's not. There's nothing about him that's sincere, and I think that's always been his problem. But people were just so angry with the Conservatives that they didn't care.
They were indeed.
So that was it. That was good. They asked him a lot about Palestine. And one of the funniest things was one of the US journalists said to him, why are you waiting for, we all know that you're going to, announce Palestine as a state. why are you waiting for Donald Trump to leave before you do that? And he tried to kind of wiggle and worm his way out of it, but it just felt, I'm so glad he called him out, because it is true. Like, you know, you want to do that. You're obviously very scared of the backlash that Trump's going to give you. And he tried to say, oh, well, it's all part of the peace deal, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see in the next week if he does do it. And whether he was upfront or not.
Well, yeah.
And also Lucy Powell already shared a photo on her Twitter, a selfie with her and the Palestinian ambassador, the UK Palestinian ambassador, and loads of MPs, all saying we're so pleased that we're about to recognise Palestine as the state. So it's obviously happening.
Whether he knows it or not. Maybe he doesn't know it. That's even more crazy. That wouldn't surprise me either. But yeah, it's a tricky situation. Like, honestly, it's not an ideal thing. And I think Trump was naive, maybe to kind of think he can just stop certain wars like that, like in a day. I mean, ideally, how amazing would that be? It would be great. But it's not.
I think he genuinely thought he had a better relationship with Putin.
Oh, well, as well.
And he's just realized, because he kept saying, oh, he's let me down. I'm like, it's kind of like when you feel like you really like someone, and you're like really into it, and they're just not. And he's like,
Putin's the ultimate villain.
Player.
He's gonna do what you think he's gonna do.
Gonna play.
I mean, for real. If I was a worldwide villain, I'd be like, to the leader.
You were here,
the leader of the West. Yeah, sure. I love you, bro.
Yeah, bro. Because you weren't here that I started this war. Okay, I'm back now. Yeah, no, I'm not stopping.
I've started, so I think I'll finish.
Exactly.
Oh my God. And also, I think he's getting like hyped by China.
You're doing so well, man. He's like, oh my God.
He's like, okay. And he was like, that red carpet was just good. Just a catwalk for him. It was literally just a catwalk.
One of the interesting things that Trump said, and I really, really respected him for it. Okay, so firstly, obviously, somebody said, I think it was Jack Elson of The Sun, who said, you know, you're a drill, baby drill kind of guy. And he also said something about immigration, and Trump had really two good responses. Basically, like, you've got the North Sea, why aren't you using it?
Telling us how to succeed.
And then he said about immigration. The interesting fact was that he said in the last 3 months they've had zero illegal crossings or entries into their country. Zero.
I mean, also they have like their land, so it's land, so you're crossing over there is easier than crossing.
True. We're literally an island.
You
don't get visas, it's the same.
But I think he had some valid points. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that really do not like Trump or anything he says. I think if he was to say, oh, it's sunny outside, they'd be like, how dare you? I think that's really cutting off everyone's nose despite their face, because he does say some things that make sense, and he is running the free world. So, you know, you do have to kind of work with him and see what he has to say. And he's not an idiot. He didn't get there because he's an actual idiot.
True.
So I don't know. But I like the fact that he banned Sadiq Khan.
Me too. As he should. He doesn't deserve to be there.
I know.
Well, talking of Labour, so apparently somebody said that Sadiq Khan has his eyes on Westminster, which I really hope isn't true, but that means at least he'd be leaving London alone. Lots of people coming for Keir Starmer's crown. Andy Burnham being one of them.
I mean, that's not a straightforward battle, is it? He's got to like get someone out of a seat, get a seat. Like he's not in Parliament, so he has to like really maneuver about 3 steps before he can even actually be an official contender.
True. I'd like it if he owned it though a bit more. Like he said, like he went on the news yesterday and he was like, I've always said I'd never be, you know, I'd be interested in coming back to Westminster, blah blah blah. I'm just like, can somebody say something with their chest and just be like, I think this guy's doing a terrible job, I want to be the leader, I do a much better job, these are the reasons why, who's going to get me a path? And can somebody just be like,
that would be amazing.
Gusto. It's just really,
that's the problem with our Parliament. All around the board. That's the problem. They don't want it to go wrong. People are so scared of saying something and it not coming to fruition that they just don't want to say anything anymore, which means you get nothing done and you have no strategy and you have no plan and nothing works.
They're just all very like half-hearted. Everything's just very half-assed and just a bit like, I don't know. There's no conviction in anyone. And I feel like that's why people like Farage and all of those types of people, or Zach Polanski or Jeremy, because they say what they believe and they believe what they say. They just feel it, and they say what they feel. I think if people, like parties in the mainstream, like Labour, Conservative, actually started to just say what they think when they think it. Obviously, not
they could get into a lot of trouble.
They'd be insane, but just have some conviction in your beliefs, your actions.
But that also is a problem, because I think Keir Starmer in particular doesn't actually have that many beliefs.
No,
and he changes with the wind.
Yeah, but he's not. I'm not talking about people like Rachel Reeves or Keir Starmer, because they're just
cogs.
They're cogs. They're robotic. They're very strange people, and they're not fit to run this country. So they're not even in the equation.
Yeah, fine. I mean, unfortunately, they're at the center point of the equation currently. Oh no,
not a factor. Don't count.
Doesn't count.
But like people like Burnham, and obviously Kemi, like her thing is like she's a truth teller, which I think is the best approach.
True. But it still's not cutting through enough.
She will. Eventually,
I'm literally, and I want her to get some policies. I know it's like 3-4 years, whatever, we have to worry, but we still, if we're lucky, but we still have to have. There are some policies and things that just don't change.
So conference is when she's obviously going to announce the ECHR thing.
Yes,
I'm just hoping that Labour don't try and undercut that.
Yeah, out.
Yeah, because I think what's her name, Shabana Mahmood.
Yeah,
she is quite strong on wanting to get the boat sorted, and she's been kind of hinting that she wants to leave the ECHR or leave parts of the ECHR.
But do you think that, I feel like Starmer is ingrained in it, that he will just be like, no.
Lord Hermer as well is also his case, who's like everything has to follow the rule of law, even if the rule of law is telling me the wrong thing and it contradicts the other rule of law, I'm going to follow the rule of law even though it contradicts itself. So I think ECHR is obviously going to be the first thing the Conservatives say. They have had a few policies, but I think they are actually coming up with some good economic things behind the scenes.
But we, as soon as conference is over, I want to have like, I don't know, a list of 5 things that they are like, bam, 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 this is what we're about.
Right.
Because the crux of the matter is the Conservative have core values anyway, which can mirror policy.
Right.
So they need to just go back to that, smash it, and then as other things arise, have strategies for that as well. Yeah. That's what I would do.
But there are things that like fundamentally need to be changed and rewired in the whole state.
Yes.
So you can't just have like one policy here, one policy. You have to completely break it down, rethink the entire way the state is. That's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's the only way we're going to fix things. It's the only way like Margaret Thatcher was able to do the things that she did.
Yeah.
It's because she completely unpicked the system and started again. And I think that's what Kemi's trying to do.
Yeah.
But people also like, we live in a kind of culture of immediate gratification. People want to know now exactly. What is it going to be?
Exactly.
But you can't do that in a year. Like you can't be like, okay, I'm going to completely rewire the state in 6 months, and this is like it needs to really be.
I know, but because Conservatives were in power for so long, they know how it works. They know what they can and cannot change, and what they can't change and why can't they change it. They know
that's true.
So therefore, they should really be a step ahead.
Maybe.
But let's see. Time will tell. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Hopefully, everyone will just have patience, but we'll see.
We will see.
To be fair, like there's not really anyone that can take her place that I think will deliver better than she would in this moment in time. I just think people don't want to necessarily hear from us, so that's why we're not cutting through. Like that's the element that until they're not angry and raging at the Conservatives' 14 years narrative, they're not going to listen whoever's leading.
Someone said that it takes about 2 or 3 years for that to happen.
2 years,
So that's nearly done.
One more year.
One more year, and we're back in business.
We're back. Okay, so Andy Burnham. Yeah. God knows.
We'll see.
Do you like him? Do you think he's good?
I'm not really a fan of him. I don't think he's bad. I think he's competent, but I don't really like his ideas. How about that?
I'm doing that. I just wanted the liquid.
It's true. It's true. We're having bubble tea.
We're having bubble tea, and I like the tea bit, just not the bubbles. I don't. The thing I like about Andy Burnham, right? He wasn't very good when he was in Parliament, Westminster. It wasn't really his thing. As soon as he became the mayor of Manchester, he did a very, very good job. And the thing I liked about him is that when he had a Conservative government in, He fought them when he needed to, and he worked with them when he needed to, and when he could, and he tried to be constructive, and he tried to be an adult.
Yeah.
And you kind of compare that to Sadiq Khan, who was always being political, always trying to make a scene,
rude,
never actually being collaborative or trying to work. It's always a fight. It's always someone else's fault. It's just like not helpful. Whereas I felt like Andy Burnham was actually quite serious, quite sensible. Occasionally he would, hit back a little bit, as you have to. But he really was trying to actually work for Manchester. Like, that was his priority, to deliver for Manchester, not for himself. Whereas Sadiq Khan is all about himself
and getting his picture in the paper.
It just everything's branded, mayor of this, mayor of that. Andy Burnham doesn't do that. And so that's why I think he's probably grown in the role. So it'd be interesting to see what he's like a second time around. And what he's learned and what he can bring to Parliament.
I think you put that very well.
Thank you.
Because he wasn't diabolical as a
man. No, like
so yeah, I'm a bit like but yeah, I would be willing to give him a chance instead of Keir, if that were to happen.
What do you think? Because a lot of people are saying that he might be on a ticket with Angie Rayner, Queen of the North, King of the North.
Yeah.
What do you think about her coming back? When is it too soon? When is it good? Should she just stay in the backbenches forever? What's the situ?
There's no way she's staying in the backbenches forever, I would say. I don't know, unless she likes an easy life.
No, she's coming back.
But I think, I don't know, maybe a year or two. I think she'll wait till there is a challenge.
Right.
And then she'll come back like a phoenix.
But how do you do that? Because it's kind of orcs, like, hey guys, remember me?
No, she just
they're stamp duty girl.
They don't care. They don't care. They just chop and change. They're like, yeah, and I got a new job now.
Do you feel a bit embarrassed?
No, I don't think they do. They only feel embarrassed for 5 minutes when they get caught because it's in the news. But as soon as it's out of the news, they're like, okay, no, they've all forgotten now. So on to Mandelson or whatever the next gossip is. So yeah.
It's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah. So hopefully that will probably happen, in a year?
A year. Everything's going to happen in a year.
Yeah.
It's all going to happen.
Next year's going to be wild, guys.
Mental.
You heard it here first.
Well, we've got locals next year. So.
We do. I think May is going to be a real telltale time.
Big changes.
For everyone.
They've kind of been giving him threats. Did you hear? So like Rosanna Aline Khan. So there are two people who basically want to be the next mayor of London, and that's Rosanna Aline Khan and Dawn Butler, who started doing the weirdest videos on TikTok. Like, this is the map of London. This is what you guys should do this weekend. So she started doing these videos out of Brent, where she's just telling people about what they should do in London and what's super cool. She's trying to be Sadiq. She also was using a map for this video. I don't know why I just saw it, but she was also using a map. And it was a really old map, so it had all of the new MPs. So it had like Ben Coleman for Chelsea and Fulham, Joe Powell for Kensington, but it was still blue. So like, she'd like stuck their heads on like the old boundary, like the old seats.
Yeah.
So you had like blue bits in London, there really are none now, in the centre. But with her new friends, it was just like, she's just a hot mess, just like actually ridiculous. So it was her and Rosanna Aline Khan who took Sadiq Khan's seat in Tooting. So she's a new Tooting MP. She really wants to be the mayor as well. She said on the news, I think it was Laura Kuenssberg on Sunday, she was like, basically Keir Starmer's she didn't say he's got till May, but May will be how we do in those May elections. We'll say whether he should still be the leader.
Well,
That was a long way of saying it. Sorry.
No, fair enough. You wanted to get it in. I understand. Shame we don't have a clip.
I know. I'll put it in.
Yeah, let's see. May, I do. Next year is going to be a big year. I think that's exactly when we'll know what it will be. A protest vote a little bit in some regards to some things. Will they have forgiven Conservatives a little? I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Do you think, like, so obviously for Labour, they're looking at new mayoral candidates now, or they've got people who are starting to put themselves out there.
Yeah.
I feel like people like Dawn Butler are just not. They don't have like the economic nous to be,
I think,
a mayor.
In all honesty, I think that could be true. However, if she puts the right people with her, a right team, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because really what matters is getting the vote and having that sort of having that personal vote, really, because people are voting for you, your face, who you are. So if she resonates with her funny maps with the public, then I think that would have people won't think, oh, is she economic or not? They'll think she's been in government, she knows how the business works, she knows how that business works. You know what I mean?
But London needs like serious overhaul. London's like needs someone to think about crime.
Yes.
But they also need to think about tech, about business, about things like the tube. Like, why do we still not have signal on the tube? That really stresses me out. Okay, some parts of the Jubilee line, some parts of the, but it's ridiculous. It should be the entire tube needs to be overhauled.
Yeah.
It needs to be, we need to be connected. You need to be able to work on the tube.
It's
like,
true.
It's crazy.
It's true. And they do it everywhere else. Well,
literally.
Yeah.
So filthy, but that's like a whole thing. There's so many things that whoever's going to be mayor next needs to really think about, and not just be like, hey, this is what to do in London this weekend. Go down to the Beauvoir. I think that's how you say it. What the hell? Ridiculous, woman.
That's so funny. But yeah, I get your point. But maybe she'll do some videos on tech or like some of the unicorns.
They just don't seem to understand what the role entails.
Yeah,
because it's not just about like picking out what's cool. It's about like what is like the vision for the greatest city in the world. Like, how can it move forward?
Exactly.
How is it going to be performing in 2030? Like, let's it's just all about self again, and I think that's a problem people have with politicians. It's just all about like, I just think I want to be mayor. Okay, do what?
Exactly.
What are you bringing to the table? What have you done in Brent? Nothing.
Oh, that's sad.
Sorry. Anyway,
but it's true. I agree.
Anyway, so sorry, I had to get that off my chest.
Emotional.
I
mean, that was obviously...
Okay, so talking about labour rights.
Yes.
This feels like a Labour episode of Modcons.
Oh no.
Talking about labour rights. We've got a few ex-Labour people.
Yes.
So we've got Zarah Sultana.
Yes.
Jeremy Corbyn. Yes. Oh, Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh, dear. With the Your Party or whatever it's
Your
called.
Party has exploded, imploded.
Oh,
imploded.
There's fighting. They are not getting on.
They are not getting.
Oh my goodness. Sultana's like calling everyone sexist.
Sultana is a bit of a loose cannon. So like
rogue.
He didn't even want everyone to know that they were going to start a party. But she just randomly tweets it. I've left the Labour Party and I'm starting a party with Jeremy Corbyn. He's like radio silent for 3 days. Like, how's this got out? What is wrong with this woman?
I think it's because she knows that if she doesn't create the narrative, she's going to be like fall by the wayside.
But I don't think she understands that it makes her look crazy. Unhinged.
Yes.
Like, what are you doing? So the first way you start this is just like randomly blurting out on Twitter. Don't even talk to the guy that you're supposed to be doing it with.
But also teaming up with Jeremy, like, what are you doing?
Well, they're of the same. They are like two sides of the same coin. She's like the mini him.
I know.
Just slightly more like rogue.
Yeah.
And just like, I'm just gonna say it. Like, no, just calm down. Take it down a notch.
Well, anyway.
So she did that. And then he finally came out and was like, okay, yeah, we're starting a party. It's called Your Party. Then she's like, Your Party, that's a stupid name on Twitter to the public. Everyone can see this is happening. And he's like, okay. Then like a few hours later, he's like, okay, it's not called Your Party. It's a working title.
I like your narrative. I feel like I'm here for story time. God, keep going.
And then they start to announce, okay, this is going to be how Your Party is going to be formed. Soon there's going to be a conference. You're going to change the name. It could be Your Party, but Zara won't let us. But anyway, going to do all that. Soon you'll be able to buy membership. Suddenly, random people get emails saying, £55 a year to be a member. Join up. 20,000 people join. Zarah Sultana starts tweeting, we've got 20,000 members of this party. Silence from Jeremy Corbyn. That afternoon, Jeremy Corbyn's like, yes, there's been a breach of the system. This was unauthorized. Cancel your direct debits.
Oh my God.
It's just mayhem. So he said, Zarah Sultana, blah, 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 will set up this party. We did not authorize this. And then everyone's name's in it. And I was looking, I was like, Zarah Sultana's name's not on the signatures.
Yeah.
He cut her out of that.
Wow.
Apology. And then she claps back on Twitter with another letter like, they're bullying me. This is a man's club. This is so sexist.
Yes.
I've been sidelined. I'm just trying to speak up for the people and start the system going. So you can't just start taking payments. Like, even if you think you're starting the ball rolling, like, you can't just set up a payment system and like email it out to everyone and then start tweeting, we got loads of people.
That's so weird. What happened with the money that was already given?
That's it. He also said we've reported this to the ICA.
Oh my God. But one of them is going to be in prison by the end of the week.
And she goes, well, I don't want it to all be held by this woman. I think her name's Jane something. Jane's in control of all the money. And then he's like, writes another letter. Jane is not in control of the money. She's a hardworking volunteer. They're all doing letters on Twitter instead of just picking up the phone to each other and being like, what the hell is going on?
This is so weird.
And then out of nowhere, somebody else tweets that his name, he as a person of control, has been taken off at Company's House. He's now been removed from the company, your party.co.uk or whatever it is. He's now been removed as a person of significant control. And yeah, apparently people are trying to make them talk.
So weird.
It's dramatic.
Well, I mean, who would, in all honesty, who would join that mess? Like, unless you like serious drama, like, why would you join that party? What is happening? If they can't even organize themselves in that capacity, how on earth would they run a country?
Exactly.
Crazy.
But the problem is, so Jeremy Corbyn and his group of like independents, they're all very like pro-Gaza. That's the kind of like, you know, they come from a more of a religious stance on things. The other independents, like a very strong Islamic stance on things, which is fair enough. They're more than entitled to. Zarah Sultana gets on with them because she's a ex-Labourite who really wants stuff to happen on Gaza. They all kind of connect on that.
Yeah.
Zarah Sultana and Jeremy Corbyn, both ex-Labourites, connect on some strong, original, grassroots Labour values. They all connect on that. The problem that seems to be happening is Zarah Sultana can't get on with the other guys because she wants to do like lots of pro-trans stuff, and they're like coming at it from a religious point, like, that ain't what we're gonna do. Yeah. So fundamentally, it's just not gonna work.
Which is very often what I see when there are protests and they have like the pro-Palestinian flags and then the like LGBTQ flags. Like, I just don't get it. Like, yes, I get if you're saying no to war, you know, killing people is wrong, war's bad, blah blah blah. But like, they're literally siding with a team that are just not on your side.
They just don't get it. Everyone's so wrapped up in being pro-Gaza that they're actually forgetting that some of the people that they are pro-Gaza with are against everything else that they stand for and believe and want to do. So I think ultimately it's going to fail.
It's crazy.
Which I guess isn't that smart or insightful.
No. Yes. It might fail sooner rather than later. But yeah, I don't know. Crazy.
Get your refund.
Get your refund. Yeah, I hope you do get your refund. What the hell? That's crazy.
So there's that.
Yeah.
And then also we've had the boats. Well, 2 migrants have been returned.
I mean, so they asked Starmer this at Chequers as well. They're like, so how's it going? And he's like, well, you know, someone has been removed and been deported.
Yes.
One. That by that time it was one. Like, it's an actual farce.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Also, apparently, France requested someone who was from India because they have a returns agreement with India. So they basically took someone back to then send them straight back to India.
Why did we
ourselves?
Yeah. Why didn't we do that? I just don't get it. Like,
but then France got to give us an extra person in place of the person they just sent straight back to India.
Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. But yeah, so they've now had 2, and I think what was this, the second one probably said, please let me leave. I've had enough of this country. Like, legit.
Good.
I think he's like, is that offer for $3,000 and the plane? I'll take it, please. I'm happy to
get
go.
A window seat and just get out.
But the funniest thing was that they let all the journalists that were traveling with the first group that was meant to be fly off without without anyone. Like, what are you doing?
So we've got conference season coming up. So we've got Lib Dems first. Then we've got Labour.
Yes.
Then we've got us.
Yes. Conservatives.
Lib Dem, you excited? Obviously, Ed Davey decided to reject the invite to the state dinner.
Yeah.
Think he's doing a good job?
No, I don't think he's doing a good job. And I think by rejecting it, he's really let himself down, because the best way for you to, you know, confront the situation or stand up for yourself or for for a cause you believe in is to go and voice that cause to the person you think can do something about it.
Talk to Trump, he'll be right there.
Yeah, he'd be right there. Absolutely. And he was there. Look, Kemi had a selfie
got
with
a chat with him.
He could have definitely done the same thing, but no, he'd rather just
cut off his nose.
Yeah, because it's not really about the detail. It's about a publicity stunt.
Yeah, totally.
He wants his party and members to be like, oh yeah, he's doing something.
But
Stood
up for us.
No, it's a waste of time.
No, you're right. It's a publicity stunt. He is the king of publicity stunts.
Yeah. Someone said he had a wetsuit and he didn't have a suit, a white tie suit. So that's why he turned it down. I'm looking forward to conference. I'm
looking forward to ours.
Yeah, I think it's going to be upbeat.
Yes.
I think we're going to get more sort of a direction and strategy. That's what I'm hoping for. And I think we're going to see lots of people there, and it's going to be fun.
Labour's is going to be good for us.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's evil. Labour's going to be funny to watch because I think it's going to be a lot of whisperings. It's going to be like ours when the Liz Truss one, which was like the worst conference ever. It was just mayhem. Everything that could go wrong was going wrong. Everywhere you look, there was a minister whispering to a journal or another minister. It was just like chaos. So I feel like that's what this is going to be like for Labour. They're going to have their Liz Truss conference.
Yeah. I mean, why not? It has to be. There's definitely going to be things going on behind the scenes for sure. Yeah. But I think that's already happening.
Yeah, I agree.
They're just going to kind of go there and feel those deals.
Yeah. I guess I'll have more of their leadership stuff as well.
Yes.
Lucy Powell versus Bridget Phillips. Obviously, Trump's got Jimmy Kimmel fired.
Yes, so
that's quite interesting.
That's also a bit of a free speech
nightmare.
Because he said something about Charlie Kirk, who was he went around universities challenging people to have debate with him about all sorts of issues, everything, like anything and everything, to sort of encourage free speech. And he was unfortunately assassinated at a uni for that. And then on the back of that, Jimmy Kimmel basically had a little sort of talking about free speech, and it was a bit of an aside, kind of almost a dig, but not, and meant to be funny.
He said it was MAGA, that MAGA were the assassinate, like whoever assassinated Charlie Kirk was a MAGA supporter, and they were just using it to be political, which is probably bad taste, right? I mean,
it is bad
not
taste.
Really appropriate.
I don't know if it's is it a sackable offense?
I don't know. I mean, he's probably said worse things.
Yeah, and he's meant to it's not very funny, but he's meant to be a comedian, and he does these stand-ups at the beginning of his show.
Yeah.
But also, apparently ratings of the show were already declining, and someone else had previously just been sacked for terrible viewing figures.
He said, Trump said.
Yeah, so therefore, if that is the case, then, kill two birds with one stone, as they say.
He's not a very talented guy. I mean, his ratings have been plummeting. I mean, I would have sacked him ages ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's a response.
Yeah. So I don't know. But as a free speech goes, it's a bit
iffy. And I think a lot of people are starting to wonder about, it's funny because a lot of the people of the left who wanted to cancel everyone on the right when they had the opportunity to, and when it was kind of deemed okay to do so, were very happy to cancel people and very happy for people to be shushed.
Yeah.
And the people on the right were saying free speech.
Yeah.
People have a right to say what they want.
Exactly.
And now, the anti-woke kind of movement has grown. People on the left are being much more critical of people on the right, and people on the right are now trying to silence them, but still they say that they're proponents of free speech. And I think that's the issue. The left are now the proponents of free speech, so that they can say things against the right. The right are only proponents of free speech when it's against the left. So both are being like quite
the pendulum
hypocritical.
Yeah, rather than being centre, are you a free speech absolutist or not?
Yes,
that's the point. And I think there is obviously there are laws. So like inciting hate, and if you're calling to kill someone or whatever, that is a criminal offence.
Yes,
which it has been for many years before this right and left wokery. So
it's weird because obviously they're shutting down Jimmy Kimmel in the US, and then kind of reprimanding England for throwing people in prison for free speech. Both, yes, people shouldn't be being thrown in prison for a tweet, but if you also have that mentality, then you've got to let a comedian say something really messed up. in the name of free speech.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't have to buy tickets to his show, right?
No. Oh, this reminds me of my favourite Winston Churchill quote.
Go on.
Which I've been really waiting to use in life.
Go on.
Here we go. This is why Winston Churchill is a G and also a Conservative with a capital C, may I add. Nigel Farage. Okay, everyone is in favour of free speech, but some people's idea of it is that they are free to say what they like, but if anyone else says anything back, that is an outrage.
He was very wise.
Very wise.
All right, guys. Well, it's been an absolute joy. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, you can send your comments to us and keep us in the loop of what you want to talk about. Don't forget, Monday, midday, ModCons. Bye.